Across the world, people are watching rising conflicts with fear, wondering if a single spark could ignite a global war. Borders are tense, alliances are shifting, and powerful nations are testing how far they can go. It feels as if the world is standing on a knife's edge, just like the moments before World War I and World War II. But despite the tension, the world today is not the same as it was a century ago. Nations are tied together through economics, technology, global systems, and shared vulnerabilities. Every major power understands a simple truth. A world war today wouldn't reshape the world. It would erase it. To understand why World War III is unlikely, we must look deeper at the hidden forces, the global networks, and the lessons of history that quietly stop humanity from repeating its darkest mistakes. In the past, nations marched into war believing victory was possible. But today, the world lives under the shadow of weapons capable of wiping out entire civilizations. One nuclear strike could trigger a chain reaction no nation could ever control. Leaders of every powerful nation understand this terrifying truth. A nuclear war has no winners, not the attacker, not the defender. Both sides would face complete and irreversible destruction. This reality, known as mutually assured destruction, forces even the most aggressive nations to stop before crossing the final line. This fear is not weakness. It is survival. It is the invisible wall preventing nations from stepping into the abyss. Because once that line is crossed, there is no world left to save. Today's world runs through an invisible web of trade, resources, technology, and supply chains linking every country on Earth. A global war would collapse this system in days, causing mass shortages, economic freefall, and suffering on a scale humanity has never seen. China depends on Western markets. Europe depends on global energy. America depends on worldwide manufacturing. No nation is truly independent anymore. A world war would destroy every economy, including those that started. The fragile balance forces nations toward negotiation, diplomacy, and compromise. Not out of kindness, but because war would erase decades of development in mere hours. Modern wars are no longer fought with massive invasions or millions of soldiers. Nations now fight silently through cyber attacks, intelligence operations, drones, sanctions, and psychological influence campaigns. Countries damage each other's power grids, banks, satellites, and digital networks, instead of attacking cities directly. This allows nations to confront each other without triggering a global, all-out military conflict. These controlled, limited forms of warfare allow pressure and competition without pushing the world into total chaos. The world is constantly in conflict, but rarely on the brink of global war. Today, every major conflict is monitored instantly by global alliances, media networks, and intelligence systems. No nation can take extreme actions without consequences. Organizations like the United Nations, NATO, ASEAN, and the EU step in whenever tensions rise, working to cool down conflicts before they explode into something uncontrollable. Modern diplomacy may seem slow, but is powerful enough to stop disasters long before bullets are fired. News headlines, political speeches, and global crisis can make it feel like a world war is near. Fear spreads quickly, creating the illusion of instability even when the world is holding steady. Tensions in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East do create real risks. But these disputes rarely push global alliances or nuclear powers into full confrontation. Time and time again, nations have stepped back from the edge of disaster. Because leaders understand the true cost of pushing the world too far. During the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union were armed to destroy each other within minutes. Yet for 4 decades, they avoided direct conflict because they understood the consequences. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, the world stood on the verge of nuclear annihilation. But at the final moment, both sides stepped back, choosing survival over pride. These near disasters still shape global policy today. The memory of how close humanity came forces leaders to hesitate and choose diplomacy over destruction. A third world war would not create new empires or redraw the world map. It would collapse modern civilization itself. Every nation knows this. This is why countries prefer indirect conflict, diplomacy, and economic competition, because the cost of real war is simply too high for anyone to bear. And that is why World War III remains unlikely. Not because the world is peaceful, but because humanity finally understands what is at stake. We may argue, compete, and struggle for power. But we have learned the greatest lessons of all. Some wars must never be fought. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think World War III is truly unlikely? Share your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep, cinematic explanations like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps me create more powerful stories. And together, we'll keep exploring the truth behind our world.